The Adani Group is making headlines once more, this time due to yet another investigative report. The Guardian alleges that the conglomerate engaged in stock manipulation. According to the report, the Adani Group covertly poured hundreds of millions of dollars into the Indian stock market to purchase its own shares. Opinions on this matter are sharply divided. Some argue that these reports are part of a deliberate effort by foreign entities to disrupt India's advancement. On the flip side, others are demanding accountability from Mr. Adani, leaving little room for a middle ground perspective. So what exactly is the Adani money laundering controversy, and how deeply is the group involved? Furthermore, why are political factors intertwined with this case? Stick around until the end of this video to get all the details.
Adani Group has now come out with a statement and they've cried conspiracy against.
Months after a report by short seller Hindenburg that alleged stock manipulation by the Adani Group,
These rankings and numbers do not matter to me. I get my thrills from handling challenges, and the bigger they are, the happier I am.
Earlier this year, Hindenburg Research, a short seller, chose to release a very comprehensive report about the Adani Group, leveling allegations against them ranging from share price manipulation to intimidation, defrauding the Indian public, and involvement in corruption. Once the report became public, Adani stocks experienced a significant decline. It became a major topic of discussion for both the opposition and the Indian media. It led to debates in Parliament, and even the Supreme Court took notice, instructing SEBI to investigate these accusations. In the meantime, the Adani Group had to swiftly change their approach. They reduced their debt, scaled back their ambitious expansion plans, and it appeared as if the business might weather this crisis with relatively minor damage. However, a new report emerged just last week. And OCCRP, a global network of investigative journalists, came up with this. In this report, they bring forward fresh allegations against Adani that were previously just rumors. One of these allegations dates back nearly a decade. In 2012, Adani initiated a thermal power station project in Maharashtra. The very next year, they began another power plant project in Rajasthan, all while simultaneously setting up a transmission company on the side. These were highly ambitious endeavors, and the company had to source a significant amount of equipment from external suppliers. Some of these suppliers were located in countries such as China and South Korea, and this is where the plot thickens. Now, these suppliers didn't directly do business with the Adani Group. Instead, they first made a deal with a company based in the UAE known as Electrogen Infra. Electrogen Infra then sent a bill to the Adani Group for the very same equipment. However, in the process, they inflated the equipment's value by as much as 220%. Now, let's dig into who exactly Electrogen Infra is. To get a clear picture, we need to rewind about a decade. Back then, the Department of Revenue Intelligence initiated an investigation into this rather peculiar transaction. They were scrutinizing this unusual UAE-based firm to see if anything shady was afoot. According to their findings, this was what they termed a dummy company. Essentially, it served no genuine purpose. It was merely an intermediary. Even though the invoices passed through Electrogen Infra, the actual goods were being shipped directly to India. Their investigation unveiled another twist. Throughout these transactions, Electrogen utilized Indian banks to facilitate the movement of funds. While providing information to the banks, they disclosed something noteworthy. At the final line of the declaration form addressed to IDBI Bank, mentioned the name of Vinod Adani, Gautam Adani's brother. Upon obtaining this letter, it became apparent to them that the Emirati company was also linked to the Adani Group. But this is quite confusing. Adani is buying equipment from this UAE-based company at an inflated price. That much is clear. But how does Adani benefit from this deal? How are they making a profit when they're the ones footing the bill? Well, to grasp this, you need to dive into how electricity rates are determined in India. When people pay for electricity, that money should adequately compensate the power generators, such as Adani Power, to keep them afloat and prevent power shortages. But how can we ensure they're getting a fair deal? One method is to examine their cost structure, fixed costs, variable costs, the whole shebang, and then add these expenses together and tack on a little extra. So if the equipment costs more, the tariff goes up. But the higher tariff isn't borne by Adani, it's ultimately shouldered by the government and consumers. This is the crux of the matter. Adani overpays for the equipment, and this extra money goes to Vinod Adani's entity. They recoup these costs and more from the Indian public. This is why the Department of Revenue Intelligence issued 3 show cause notices to Adani companies between 2014 and 2016. They suspected this was an elaborate scheme to defraud the Indian public. They launched an extensive investigation to implicate the Adani Group and its promoters. Nevertheless, if you're liking this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So, what does the recent investigative report actually unveil? Well, this new report essentially completes the puzzle. We discussed how the Adani Group reportedly profited by inflating the equipment costs, but we didn't explore where that money went. Even the Department of Revenue Intelligence didn't follow the money trail all the way in their communication to SEBI. They indicated that the funds moved from Dubai to Mauritius and eventually returned to India, but there's no concrete evidence to confirm. The recent OCCRP investigative report reveals crucial details about the Adani Group's alleged financial misconduct. The report unravels the intricate money trail stemming from equipment over-invoicing. Funds initially moved from Electrogen Infra in Dubai to Electrogen Holdings in Mauritius, where previous investigations stalled. Notably, Vinod Adani borrowed around $100 million from Electrogen Holdings, channeled into Asset Trade and Investments, another Mauritius-based entity under his control, playing the roles of both borrower and lender. Subsequently, these funds flowed from Ascent to Asia Vision Fund, which invested significantly in the Global Opportunities Fund, primarily in Indian stocks, especially Adani companies. The new report unequivocally establishes that the money gained by the Adani Group through equipment over-invoicing ultimately circled back into India through a complex network of Mauritius-based entities. The report also uncovers another intriguing connection, echoing the Hindenburg report on Adani from months ago. Funds originating from Adani companies re-entered as investor funds, primarily in Adani stocks. Suspicious trading patterns in various Mauritius funds were noted, alleging artificial inflation of stock prices on behalf of the Adani Group. However, concrete existence of Adani's control remained elusive until now. The latest report identifies at least 2 funds controlled by key Adani associates, one from Taiwan and another, Nazar Ali Shaban Ali, from the UAE, with allegations of their direct involvement in trading Adani stocks. Adani's response, however, did not delve into the specifics of the allegations. Instead, they referred to a ruling by Indian authorities. The latest report primarily builds upon the previous DRI investigation into over-invoicing, in which Adani was exonerated back in 2017. The presiding officer in that case argued persuasively against any wrongdoing by Adani companies. He justified the inflated equipment cost from the UAE company by pointing to extended warranties, deeming the added price reasonable. Furthermore, he stressed that Vinod Adani's involvement was inconsequential, since these transactions were conducted at arm's length. Consequently, the adjudicating authority cleared the Adani Group of any wrongdoing. The Department of Revenue Intelligence persisted by appealing the matter, even taking it to the Supreme Court, yet the highest court upheld the previous decision. Thus, this chapter seems like closed for now. If you liked the video, do subscribe to our channel and watch our video on another Adani scam on our channel.